Hey everyone, Donald from a Talking No Podcast here with a quick video on how to install the LittleMaidMob mod for Minecraft. Try saying that 5 times fast. I've talked about the LittleMaidMob mod before. It's basically a mod for the wildly popular indie game Minecraft that adds little maid NPCs to the game. As you wander around, you can find these little maids spawn in randomly, and you could hire them and they perform various things for you. Like they could fight for you, they can cook, they can pick up objects, they can guard your base, they could put up torches to light dark places, all sorts of cool things. Anyways, um, let's go over what you're going to need for this. First of all, you'll need Minecraft. If you haven't already bought Minecraft, go over to Minecraft.net and click the big buy button. Minecraft is a really fun game, and most of the fun actually comes from the third-party content available for it, namely the mods. There's tons of great mods for Minecraft that add different game mechanics. They add NPCs. There's mods that add new monsters. There's mods that add new weapons or armor. It's really constantly evolving game, and it's just a lot of fun and definitely worth it. You'll also need a launcher program. A launcher makes it easy to patch Minecraft with custom mods. Otherwise, you'd actually have to go and actually insert the mod code into the Minecraft program, which is not really hard, but it's just tricky and an long and involved process. Get a launcher. It really makes the job of managing all your mods a ton easier. And the launcher that I like to use is called Magic Launcher. It's available for free. And again, the links to all of these are going to be in the show notes for this episode. Or if you're watching this on YouTube, they'll be in the description of the video, down below. So here's Magic Launcher. It's a free download, and you want to download it it's available for Windows, Mac, and Linux. So download whichever version for whatever computer you have. I've got a Mac, so I'm going to download the Mac version.
It's a trap!
And click the download link. You're also going to need what's called a mod loader. A mod loader is another program that basically does the hard work of actually patching the Minecraft code and adding the mods that you desire into it. And the premier mod loader in the Minecraft community is called Minecraft Forge. That's available here at this URL. Again, all these URLs are in the show notes. You're going to want to download whichever version that matches the version of Minecraft you're running. Right now, the latest version of Minecraft is 1.5.2. That's what I've got. And so I want to download this version here, version 7.8.0.716. So just click the download link. And there you go. Now it's time to download the actual LittleMaidMob mod itself. There's a thread here on the English Minecraft forums about the mod. This is a really great thread. It's very long. A lot of people participating. I think we're up to 58 pages now. Wow. And you'll find a lot of talk about the mod. There's a bunch of us, myself included, that always post latest information. When a new version is out, or if there's anybody found any incompatibilities or bugs, and we try to help people if they have problems installing the mod. So it's always good to keep an eye on the English thread. Unfortunately, the person who created the thread, Kuroneko, is really busy and doesn't always get to update the thread. So, for example, here you'll see it's still listed as being for Minecraft 1.5.1, when actually they did. The original mod author actually did release a version for Minecraft 1.5.2. In order to guarantee that you always get the latest version of the mod, it's always best to check the actual original mod thread. This was posted in the Minecraft Japan forum. As you can see here, it is confirmed to be released. There's a version out for 1.5.2. Now, navigating this thread can be a little tricky, not just because of the language barrier. So I'm going to show you where to find the files to download. You're going to want to scroll down. Here it talks about the mod, and there's also sections talking about, I guess, other mods that the author worked on. So I'm going to keep scrolling down until you get to this download section here. The two files that you want are these, mmmlib and LittleMaidMob. So go ahead and download those. And there you go. Now you're going to need a sound pack. By default, the little maids use the Minecraft ghast sounds, which are really disturbing. Um, there's all sorts of there's various people out there who've put together custom sound files using, voices from popular animes or Vocaloids, things like that. One of my favorite mod packs is done by a gentleman, I believe, named Taro Ueda, and forgive me if I mispronounce that. And that's available at the URL here. And let's download it. Just click download. Finally, there's one other mod that you might be interested in called Playerform Little Maid, and basically that lets you change your Minecraft player avatar into one of the Little Maid models. This is optional. If you don't want it, then you don't have to install it. But if you do want it, there's 6 files that you have to download. I'm going to start by downloading this one here, Playerform Little Maid 15220A. You also need this one, modchulib 152v3b, and you'll also need these 2 model files. And this is a Forge compatibility file that you also need. And there's 2 more down here. And that's it. Okay, you should now have several files here. You should have your Magic Launcher file. You should have your Minecraft Forge file. And you also want the 2 LittleMaidMob files, the mmmlib and the LittleMaidMob, as well as the LittleMaid voice Amitaro, that's the sound pack. And if you chose to install Playerform LittleMaid, you'll need these 6 files. But again, those are optional. Alright, let's get to installing this sucker. First thing you need to do is actually run the vanilla Minecraft program. Because the first time you run it, it actually has to download a bunch of stuff and get set up for you. So I'm going to use my little program launcher here to run it. And log in. Log in with the username and password that you created when you bought the game. And here you see it's downloading all of the necessary files, and it's setting itself up. Okay, that's all we need to do here, so for now let's quit the game. Now it's time to run Magic Launcher, and to set up your Magic Launcher and your Forge mod loader. So to do that, just unzip Magic Launcher and run it. I actually already have it installed in my computer, so I'm going to use my nifty program launcher to actually run it. And the first thing you want to do is click the Setup button down here. Now here's where you install mods. What you do here is in this top or middle section here, you want to click the Add button and find the file that you downloaded for Forge. And that's this guy here, Minecraft Forge Universal, and click Open. Now I don't know why, but it always claims that there's errors. I don't know why. This is an error. This is a mistake. It works just fine, even though it says that there's an error. So you can just safely ignore that. So that's all we need to do here. So we click OK, and then we click Login. And here you see Forge has to do some tasks to set itself up as well. So let those run. And here we are in Minecraft. And you notice, first of all, there's some new information down here. You'll see various version numbers showing that Forge is in fact installed. It shows you how many mods are loaded. And there's a new mods button here that you can click that will give you various information on all the mods that you have installed. Okay, that's all we need to do here. So we can quit. So now we quit again. And now we have to find our Minecraft folder because we need to install the LittleMaidMob files into it. On the Mac, you want to go to your Finder, open a new Finder window, and choose go to Folder. And you want to type in this string, tilde slash library slash application support slash Minecraft. I'm going to put this in the show notes so you can just copy paste from there. Click Go. And split this off into a separate window here. Now you'll see here there's several folders here, including a mods folder. If you're on a Windows machine, you want to go down to the Start menu or the Windows menu and choose Run. Or you can type Alt, you can hold down the Windows key and press R. And in this box that appears, you want to type this, %appdata %/ Minecraft. And again, this will be in the show notes, so you can copy paste from there. And here's your Minecraft folder on Windows. Finally, on a Linux machine, you want to open your file browser. In this case, I'm using Ubuntu. And you want to go to the menus and choose Go, Location. And you want to type in ~/.minecraft. And here's your Minecraft directory under Linux. Now, in your Minecraft folder, you'll see a bunch of other files and folders. The one we're interested in here is the mods folder, because that's where you put mods that you want to install. So what we're going to do now is drag over all of the mod files that we downloaded. So there's the two mmmlib and LittleMaidMob, as well as I'm going to install Playerform LittleMaid here. Again, this is optional, so you can skip it if you want. So there's 6 files that come as part of Playerform. And you just want to take those and plop them right into the mods directory. Last, we have to install the sound pack. So back in your Minecraft directory, you'll see a directory here called Resources. You want to go under there and then into the mod directory and into the sound directory. So first we have to unzip the sound file. And you'll get 2 directories and a README. You can ignore the README. Just take these 2 directories and put them into the Minecraft resources mod sound directory. You're all done. Alright, now it's time to run Minecraft fully modded with LittleMaidMob. So again, let's go into our Magic Launcher. And if we click on Setup here, you'll now see that Magic Launcher has been made aware of the new LittleMaidMob files that we just installed. So that's cool. So click on Login. And when you click the Mods button here, you'll now see that it has detected mmmlib and LittleMaidMob, as well as the Playerform LittleMaid if you installed that. But there is one more thing, though. So let's quit the game and go back into our Minecraft folder here. You'll notice in the config directory, there's now various configuration files have been created for all these mods. The one that we're interested in here is the mod lmm LittleMaidMob config file. And this lets you set various options for the mod. I'm going to go through over a couple of ones of particular interest. The first one you want to be aware of is unique entity ID. Now, in Minecraft, every creature, monsters, NPCs, animals, has an entity ID. And sometimes if you have multiple mods on your system, sometimes they can conflict. One mod can use the same entity ID as another. That'll cause crashes. You'll see, in the error messages something like, entity ID conflict, or I don't know, something like that. If you ever get that situation, what you can do is you can go in here and change the entity ID that LittleMaidMob uses, which will hopefully fix that conflict. The best procedure here is to actually set unique entity ID to 0, and what that does is it tells the mod to automatically choose the next available entity ID. So that should work for you in most situations. Now there's two settings, min group size and max group size. And that basically controls how many maids spawn per group. So here it's configured that whenever a group of maids spawn, the minimum number in a group is 1, and the maximum number that can spawn in a group is 3. You can change that if you so desire. I usually just leave it default. Spawn limit sets how many maids can spawn in the world, period. Um, right now that it's set to 20 by default. If you want more maids running around your world, you can increase that. Do not set it really high though, because then your game will run slow and it'll use a lot of memory and might even crash. I just leave it at 20 if I were you. Dominant here is an interesting value. By default, maids only spawn in certain biomes. They're most common in desert biomes, and sometimes you see them in snow biomes like snow plains or taiga. If you set dominant to true, then they will spawn anywhere, including the nether, which is kind of funny. So it's up to you whether you want to change that or not. Spawn weight controls how common or how rare maids are. The higher the number, the more often that they spawn. So if you want maids to spawn very frequently, you can set that to 10, or if you want them, very even rarer than they are, you can set that down to like 3 or something. Um, then and the default is 5, which is kind of in the middle. I'm going to set it to 10 here so that I can quickly when I show this mod off to you, I can quickly find a maid, so I don't have to go running around everywhere to find one. Finally, the option enable spawn egg, if you set it to true, will actually add a recipe to the game that will let you create a spawn egg that is an egg that lets you spawn a maid anytime, anywhere. Alright, enough about this. Let's go in and play the mod. I'm going to use my launcher here to launch my magic launcher. And here we are. So let's go ahead and create a new world. I'm going to call it LMM test, and I'm going to enable cheats so that I can more easily show you the mod. So let's create a world. And here we are. Okay, to hire a maid, we're going to need some cake. For cake, you will need buckets of milk, which you can get by walking up to a cow with a bucket and right-clicking. You'll also need wheat and eggs, which we can get from chickens. They lay eggs periodically, and sugar. And to get sugar, you're going to look for sugar cane. You'll find it growing next to water, and just harvest it by basically whacking it. And if you put your sugar cane in your crafting area, that will get sugar. To make your cake, just right-click on your crafting bench, and you want 3 wheats at the bottom like this, 3 buckets of milk on top like that, 1 egg in the middle, and 2 sugars to each side. And that'll get you a cake. Now let's go find a maid. And there we go. So you find these little maids kind of just wandering around aimlessly. Unless you have dominant set in your config file, you'll mostly find them in deserts and sometimes in snow biomes like taiga or snow plains. So when we find a maid, just walk up to her, pull out your cake, and they come a running. And I think I saw another one over here, maybe. Yeah, maybe not. Oh, here we go. Yeah. And to hire a maid, just find one and right click. To access your maid's inventory, just right click on her. And here you can see all of her inventory, as well as she has slots for armor to help her protect her against the various creatures in Minecraft. Now, to change which model that your maid is using, if you hover over her, you'll see this select button. You can click that, and you can choose from any of the various models that you have installed. Now, different uh, notice some of these slots are unavailable. Which ones are available or not depends on which of the various dyes that you have in game. Now, maids heal using sugar. You also need to give them sugar every 7 Minecraft days in order to keep them in your employment. Otherwise, they kind of go rogue. So it's always a good idea to keep some sugar in your maid's inventory. So just grab some sugar and drag it into their inventory. Oops. Alright, let's see what we can do with their maids. Maids can cook if you give them coal and something to cook. Here I have some raw beef. Now notice that she has a mode. Right now she's escorter, which basically means that she'll follow you around. To toggle her modes, just right-click her using sugar, and we just put her into cooking mode. So now she's cooking. You can toggle modes by just right-clicking, and notice that put her into wait mode. And if I right-click again with sugar, she goes back into escorter mode, and so on. Now, this top left inventory slot is very important because whatever object you put in here determines what your maid's role is. So for our little cook over there, I put coal in her first slot, so that turned her into a cook. If I put a sword, any sword, in her first slot, and right-click on her. Notice now she's holding the sword and she becomes a fencer and she will fight enemies for us. If we put a bow and arrows in her inventory, and again you have to do the right click her with sugar, she becomes an archer and she will shoot enemies for you. Let me get that. Now, if you give your maid shears, she will become what's called a ripper, which basically means that she'll go around and shear wool off of nearby sheep. Like that. If you give your maid torches in her first slot, she becomes a torcher, which means that she'll run around and light up any dark areas. Now, if you give your maid splash potions of healing, they have to be splash potions, and they have to be instant health 1, the first level, not instant health 2. Anyways, if you do that, and I lost my sugar. She now becomes a healer and will basically follow you around and heal you if you get damaged. I'm going to intentionally cause myself some damage. You see, she's just lobbing health potions at me and is keeping me from getting damaged. Right-clicking on a maid with a feather puts her in freedom mode. She keeps whatever assignment that she last had, archer, fencer, etc. But in freedom mode, they're free to kind of wander about a small area and patrol, basically. So this is great for, if you want maids to kind of wander around and patrol your base. Or, if you're mining, you can bring a maid or two with you in freedom mode, and they can kind of wander around and prevent the bad guys from attacking you. One note, though, about this. In freedom mode, maids will not follow you. So if you move a whole bunch, your maids won't come with you. You'll need to take them out of freedom mode by, again, right-click them with a feather. And now they'll follow you. And, when you get to your next area, you can right-click them again and put them back into freedom mode. Finally, if you have a maid in freedom mode, and you put down a redstone torch, and you right-click her with redstone dust, she'll become a redstone freedom maid, which means she basically will stand rooted to that spot where the redstone torch is. This is great if you want to, permanently station a maid at the front door, or the front gate of your base to have them guard. If you put down multiple torches, they will kind of patrol, wander randomly in between the various torches. Like so. Or, if you want to exactly define their patrol route, you can lay down redstone wire, and they will follow the redstone wire. Like so. Finally, let's talk spawn eggs. If you enable the spawn egg recipe in the config file, here's how to make one. Just right-click on your crafting bench. You'll need eggs, which you can get from chickens, slime balls, which you get by killing slimes, and finally, cocoa beans, which you can find growing on the sides of jungle trees in jungle biomes. You'll also need some sugar. So here's the recipe. 4 sugars, like so. Cocoa beans on top, followed by a slime ball, and finally an egg. There's your little maid spawn egg. And by right-clicking, you can spawn a maid. Anyways, that's it for this video. It's a really fun mod. It's just a lot of fun, and I hope you enjoyed the video. For Otaku no Podcast, this is Donald Burr saying sayonara, Jane.